the most satisfying way a greedy landlord's plan has ever backfired on them. My landlord, Gary, was obsessed with money. He charged fees for everything. Late rent fee, early rent fee, maintenance request fee, even a property inspection fee just for walking through our apartments. The worst part was his no pets policy. Not because he was allergic, but because he wanted to charge a $500 pet deposit plus $100 monthly pet rent. One day, Gary announced he was raising everyone's rent by $300 a month. His excuse? Market rate adjustments. We knew this was just greed. Similar apartments in our area were $200 cheaper than what we were already paying. That's when my neighbor Jake, who worked in property law, discovered something interesting. Gary had been advertising our building as luxury apartments with premium amenities. The only problem? We had no amenities. No gym, no pool, no parking, no laundry room, just overpriced apartments with broken air conditioning. Jake dug deeper and found Gary was violating multiple housing codes. The building hadn't been inspected in 3 years. Several fire safety features were missing, and he was illegally charging fees. But here's where it gets good. Jake noticed Gary had been claiming tax breaks for low-income housing while charging luxury prices. We decided to fight back. Jake helped us file a complaint with the housing authority about false advertising and safety violations. Within a week, inspectors showed up unannounced. Gary panicked and tried to quickly fix problems, but it was too late. The inspection revealed 15 major violations, including faulty wiring, broken fire exits, and mold in several units. The city fined Gary $50,000 and ordered immediate repairs. But the best part was yet to come. Because Gary had been claiming tax benefits for affordable housing while charging luxury prices, the IRS got involved. Turns out Gary owed thousands in back taxes and penalties for fraudulent claims. But the cherry on top happened when Gary tried to evict 3 tenants for non-payment, except they had all paid rent on time. When we went to housing court, the judge reviewed Gary's practices and was not impressed. Mr. Gary, you're charging luxury prices for substandard housing, falsifying tax documents, and attempting illegal evictions. Gary tried to defend himself. Your Honor, I'm just running a business. Running a business doesn't mean breaking the law. The judge ruled that Gary had to refund all illegally collected fees to every tenant, going back 2 years. That meant Gary owed each of us over $3,000 in refund. But Gary wasn't done making bad decisions. Instead of paying refunds, he decided to sell the building to avoid costs. The new owners reviewed Gary's practices and discovered he'd been violating lease agreements. They honored the judge's ruling and cut everyone refund checks immediately. The new management also lowered our rent by $150 a month and actually fixed the broken amenities. Meanwhile, Gary was still dealing with the IRS investigation, city fines, and legal fees from housing court cases. 6 months later, I saw Gary at a coffee shop. He was working as a barista. Hey, Gary, how's the property business? He looked up with tired eyes. I'm not in that business anymore. That's too bad. I heard our building is doing great under new management. He just sighed and went back to making lattes. The best part? The new owners kept Gary's luxury amenities advertising, but actually delivered on the promises. We now have a gym, renovated units, and working air conditioning. Sometimes karma doesn't just come back to bite you. It completely devours your entire business model.